So the polls open at 7. The most crowded times to vote is between 7 and 8:30 in the morning, and between approximately 5 and 7:30 in the evenings.
So before work and after work.
And after work are the most crowded, and a little bump during lunch hour. If you want to go when it's the least crowded, 10, 11, 2, 4, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon is probably your best bet.
You heard it here, the best time.
Giving you it's an election hack. This is a little secret of when to go in and go in person. Another piece of information to keep in mind, if you're running late and for some reason you're trying to get and you're like, oh no, I'm not going to make it to the poll in time. Guess what? As long as you're in line at exactly 8 o'clock at 7:59 and 59 seconds, and there's a line and it could take 30 minutes to vote, you're good to go.
So as long as you're in line.
In line by 8 p.m. you can vote.
What are your predictions for this election with voter turnout?
All right. Back in the day, Johnny Carson, people don't remember this now. I'm really dating myself, but the great Karnak, he used to hold up a card and then he'd say something and then like sort of like Jeopardy and then answer what the question was. So I'm going to go 80%. That's what I'm predicting the turnout to be. In 2012, it was 73%.
And that was the last presidential?
That was the last presidential. We had a 73% turnout. In off-year elections, in the gubernatorial elections, the voter turnout could be 50 to 60%. For school elections, in primaries, it can be 15 to 20, excuse me, to 25%. We've been instructed by the county and the State Bureau of Elections to be prepared with 100% of all the ballots. And we normally don't order 100% ballots because we don't expect 100% of the people to show up. We have extra ordered for spoilage, but we don't, we ordered 100% of the ballots. Now, we really don't expect that, but they were saying just in case.
Well, because I know in the presidential primary back in March, I heard that different locations ran out of ballots.
Yes, we did get them. They ran out, but we did bring them over. I was delivering ballots at 7:50 in the evening, racing across town.
So you prepared for 100% turnout with enough ballots.
All the locations are going to get a premium number of ballots this time, so that there should be no running around to the different locations.
Okay, so you already talked about the best times to vote.
Yes.
How do you feel the lines are going to be this year?
You know, when people ask me about lines, this is how I respond. Around the world, democracies in voting, where there are democracies and citizens get an opportunity to vote, for some places it's almost an all-day affair. In some countries you wait 2 to 8 hours to get an opportunity to vote, and they wait in line and they vote because they realize how precious it is. A lot of those places, they were not a democracy. So over the years they're transitioning to that. I was in Turkey, for example. I was an ambassador as part of a cultural exchange 5 years ago, and I was there during the presidential election. It was pretty fascinating, let me tell you. And there were huge lines, and they were grumbling. People were grumbling, but they stayed in line. Now let's come back to Meridian Township. The average line in an off-year election it can be 10 to 15 minutes during peak time. Sometimes you can get right in during peak times, 10 to 15 minutes. We've had cases in some precincts where there may be a problem emerges. We have a computer goes down, tabulator jams. A backup can occur. It's reasonable that once in a while that can happen. We've had people have to wait upwards of 20 to 25 minutes. Occasionally, we've had people call or email or complain that they've had to wait 20 to 25 minutes. I will say this straight up. I'm not very sympathetic with a person who has to wait 20 minutes in line. You're not going to find me as clerk bending over backwards going, I am so sorry, I'm going to do everything. No. Democracy, there are logistics. It takes time. And you can use that time to meet your neighbors, while you're waiting in line, you can use your phone, and and everybody spends all the time doing their own thing anyway. So I think it's reasonable that people could expect to wait up to about 15 to 20 minutes in line. Now, it could be longer because this is a very intense election, and there are people who will go in the polling location, and only then are they going to decide between the two presidential candidates. They waited till the last possible second, marker in hand, and they still don't know which direction to go in. And that can slow it down a little bit as well. So I'm going to hear it here directly from me. Prepare to be in line for approximately 20 to 30 minutes, and if you get out early, you're going to be more pleased by getting out early. I don't expect it to be more than a half an hour, but it's possible, and if there are snafus or problems occur, it might be longer. So be prepared, have some good walking shoes on. Have your phone with you so you can do a crossword puzzle or check your text and messaging. And remember to turn off your phone when you get into the polling location.
Well, thank you again, Brett. And don't forget to watch HOMTV's live general election night coverage on Tuesday, November 8th for up-to-the-minute results as the ballots are counted. We'll begin at 8 p.m. I'm Brandy Yates. Thanks for watching.